We're talking about the $1 trillion flow tonight. It's Friday night, $1 trillion flow. I'm taking to see what it's going to do. Jay, what do you think about the economic crisis that's going on now within Washington? I see here at Wall Street Journal, this is the Wall Street Journal, and you're talking about where Trump getting ready to make corporations pay more. What do you think that's going to do to the economy with that? Well, how you think that's going to work with the economy?
I think it's going to hurt the economy because everything's going to cost more.
It's going to cost more because we import till we start to doing it with us. What do you think about the black economy? With the Kerner report that came out back in the 60s, do you know we haven't progressed economically at all, black folks? We still in poverty, we still no houses, and the things that happen that we are not moving progress under this administration, Trump. What do you feel that need to take place to make us be productive in America? What you feel?
I think they need to go back to the grassroots.
What do that mean?
They need to go back and see if they can get people trained for new jobs and stop doing so much outsourcing.
Okay. So what you're saying, the major corporations need to go back, set factories up, training programs, and different programs to bring people back into the workforce. Because you got 95% of people ain't in the workforce.
They actually said that working men between the age of 45 and 55 will never return to the workforce.
Well, what they gonna do? Continue on welfare or continue hustling? Because I think some of the crime in these major cities is because young folks don't have the initiative to work or have I would say, the skills or the know-how or to work.
The young folks now have no hope, and that's what's missing.
What you mean, no what?
No hope.
No hope. So what would give them hope? Like, I want to say this before you tell me that. In Russia, now in the foreign countries, it's lots of jobs. Now, when I look at that, what you think about the prophecy for 2018 that you just read? The job market and what's going on in America. Now, my whole thing in the $1 trillion flow, if you set up a business and you begin to work, it open up. But what happens is we don't have the skills or I would say the know-how. We want to set up a business, okay? What I'm saying is you got a business. If your business don't resonate to help people, what you're doing, a business is supposed to help people, right? I want you to name 5 major black corporations you know up and running. 5 in America, anywhere in America, that you can say this company is black owned, black operated, and moving forward.
Can't do it.
You can't do it. Okay.
Johnson Publishing.
They gone.
They gone.
Okay. That's the only one I know. Now I want to ask you this: what about that? What's going on right now in our country with the job market? It's something I was going to ask you. What we need to do to bring jobs back into America? Is it the president's job? Is it private industry job? Or is blacks on blacks eating blacks up? Or do we need to come together with a strategy? Now, this is what the Kerner report made. Said blacks have not moved up since the 60s. We're still the last high, the first 5. Racism and division is still all over a country. In Chicago, it's the most racist city in America, Chicago. So the gun crisis come up with the assault weapon. This what happened in Florida, in Sandy Hooks, and in Vegas been happening to blacks all over the country, and then by the law enforcement been doing it. So it's a $1 trillion business with the NRA. But how do we fit in, and what we need to do?
I think what black people need to do is take control of their communities again. You see these people out on the streets and shooting drugs.
Oh, okay, you just talk, man. Just talk.
They,
I will show you a picture.
they need to have a pipeline with either their own local people patrolling the neighborhoods. Right now on State Street, they got private guards on State Street.
They just put them down, private
They
guards.
just put them there.
Okay.
Now,
Well, you come out the hood,
you come out to the hood.
you get whooped
now,
up.
Now, what needs to happen is that the community needs to get together and say we'll get our own private police.
Okay.
That way, these people ain't connected with
Chicago police.
you know.
So you're talking community policing.
That's what they need to do.
Community police in the neighborhood. Like in New Orleans, when you go down around Bourbon Street, they got their own police. But if you go one of them side streets, you might get knocked in the head and get robbed. So in Inglewood, Lawndale, Roseland, we need we need community policing to offset what what Chicago police get paid for.
Right.
That's what you're saying.
Right. And
We
then-
need on this block our own police force.
Right.
We need to organize and bring our own police force for protection for our women's coming on. Because it's too many black women being killed throughout this country, black on black, because of the lack of jobs and the upsurge of dope, drugs, and alcohol and robbery that's going on.
And then-
So you advocate setting up a community policing apparatus for Inglewood, Lawndale. That's a good thing. Okay.
Then the other thing you got to do is these young folks. You got to have something for them to do. You got to get them and make them believe. Active. Make them believe that it's important to get a good education. I'm pretty sure these guys that are 14 years old without a gun, they ain't got no education. So even if you offered the job, you wouldn't
They
have
can't
nobody.
fill the application out and they don't know,
So you,
they ain't
you gotta-
trained. We need some training.
Right.
Now, in the schools, they took out home economics, that's for the girls. They took out plumbing, carpentry. They don't have no vocational school now.
Right now, in the black neighborhoods, there is enough of a need for electricians, plumbers, handymen, and stuff like that. But you don't have any talented people who either already worked in that or not. So you need to go back to the basics on trades. How many times in the black community when you need a plumber?
You call in a Mexican or somebody that don't know what they're doing.
So you know, back in the late 50s on the south side, you had all that stuff.
Yeah.
Now, when those people, parents, whatever, when they got out of the business, the kids didn't follow
They
up.
didn't follow through.
There's no such thing as Johnson and Sons.
Yeah.
You know,
It's Johnson and dead after the
then
dad died, yeah.
It folds up. And that
So
goes
what
up.
happened, we need journeyman plumbers to teach,
Yeah.
what they call it, journeyman plumbers to teach those that coming into the field. And right now we don't have that.
Right. Because see, the reason why these boys is hanging out in the streets selling drugs,
Apprentice, we need some apprentice.
is a lot of have no other way of getting money. How do you get money in the black neighborhood if there is no industry in the black neighborhood?
Robbing,
There-
stealing, breaking in, all of that.
Right. So you need to have
Economic base.
It's nice to say that we're gonna put the police out there to stop these people, but you got to have an alternative. You know. The other thing too is that a lot of the kids need something.
They need something after school program.
A lot of the kids now, they come home, they stay in the house because they're scared to go out. They can't go play in the school ground. They can't do nothing.
Because of the shooting, because of the drug, and
Right.
some of the parents got to work, so the kids got the key around the neck.
The other thing in policing that they're gonna have to do is they're gonna have to take these guns from these young boys.
Yeah, there's too many guns in the streets.
There's too many guns in
Too many guns, assault weapons going on, and it's what happened in Sandy Hook. This guy was mentally ill. Shouldn't have had a gun. His mama shouldn't have bought him no gun. That's 20 kids got killed. In Florida, 17 killed. This guy shouldn't have had assault rifle. What you gonna do with assault rifle in neighborhood? But it's a killing too.
Yes.
And the one in Las Vegas, if somebody had to help him get them guns in there, and And what he doing with that many guns, doing that much killing? So it's a breakdown with the politicians don't want to bring the law back. So now what happened in Sandy Hook, what happened in Las Vegas, what happened in Florida, been going on in the black community all the time. Who got all the guns? White folks got all the guns. They buy more guns than black folks.
Well, you know, the gun that killed
Martin Luther King,
Yeah.
Malcolm X, Kennedy, it started with John Kennedy, then Robert, and then Malcolm, and then King, right down the line. The violence and the murder that we trying to control behavior with guns.
But Bishop, 3,900 people got shot.
You want some more hot tea?
Yes, 3,900 people got shot in Chicago.
3,900 people,
Right, and 1,500 people shot and killed.
15 killed,
1,500.
1,500 killed. That's acceptable for a major city.
So when you start counting, I ain't taking nothing away from Florida, but you got 17 individuals. Sometimes we kill that many in over 2 weekends in Chicago.
That's right. That's right. So the killing in Sandy Hook, Florida, and Vegas is more that get killed in Chicago, Detroit, Washington, and Los Angeles in a weekend.
In a weekend. So the same. See, I know that people, when you start talking guns, they want to talk police.
Yeah.
Police kill basically a handful of dudes every year.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's
Most
more
people-
killing by citizens
Right.
than the police department. Okay, I agree with you. Mhm.
And so what you have is you have a community that's in fear.
Mhm.
A community that's in total fear all the time. Am I going to be shot? Somebody was shot last weekend. You know, that affects that mind.
So this weekend, you had 3 kids that got shot on the corner, sitting in the car.
Yeah.
You had 2 men killed, 1 killed in Inglewood, 1 killed in Roseland. I mean, they was shot down 9 to 10 times.
Yeah.
Police ain't catching nobody. So who making money? The funeral home, the gun lobby, and the jail,
Well-
if they catch them.
Well, here's the other thing.
Hmm.
When the police come around and they say, well, did you see anything? No. Nobody saw nothing. That's 2. First of all, they are afraid that if they tell the wrong cop, they get the information, there'll be retribution against them.
Mhm.
The gang members. Okay,
Gang
so
members.
that's why they don't tell cops.
Okay. So it's like you don't rat out, you don't tell.
That's the problem.
Now, one of my problems I want to say, going into, where's the money at in this? We're talking about the $1 trillion flow. Where is the money okay, they said, I control my neighborhood. Malcolm said this, Dr. King said, if you don't control the building, if you don't control the economics in the neighborhood, if you don't control the banks in the neighborhood, you don't control the neighborhood. It ain't your neighborhood. You're just a sitter. So we got to come back and have business. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. McDonald's, Burger King, they got their own franchise. Then you got the Indians have Subway. You got the Indians got all the Dunkin' Donuts. What do blacks have? They got hair fried chicken. That's it. I'm about business that they can put people to work. We don't have that no more. See?
Yeah, I see, and those would be startup businesses. You know, the one of the
What
big-
we need to do to jumpstart
The biggest-
the black community around the country. Because
Big-
right now, we have, our buying power is $67 trillion, but it's not together.
Here's what Winston and Company had to say. He says you got 2 kind of businesses. You got one kind of business to where you own it and your daughter and your wife run the business. Those kind of businesses don't make a whole lot of money.
But they're part of mom business.
Right. Now the other kind of business is where you have greater than 50 employees and you perform a service.
Okay.
Those are the kind that we need, where you're not part of the workforce. And what that comes from is some of these entrepreneurship programs. You have an idea,
And you put it to work.
in other words, just as we, once in them have
Bill Winston did
Bill
what?
Winston them have people coming in. Okay.
Business people
Business people come in and say,
got their own business.
here's the way you can start your own business. Here's the banks that will give you the money. You come up with a business plan of what you want to do. We'll evaluate it. We'll give you the money to start your own business to do that.
Okay, what you're saying, we need people that say, I got an idea, I'm gonna sell cups. And you got somebody that will give them the money to buy the cups and will give them the resources
Yes.
to sell the cups.
Yes.
After you make the money back, then you pay the bank
Pay the
off,
bank back.
but you got employees.
You got employees.
And then you can set up another one
Yes.
with the money you made from the first one.
That's
So we don't have that. So how do we get at that level
Well,
to
first of all,
understand? Okay,
first,
go ahead.
first of all, you have to. There's a lot of programs out there, and there's a lot of money spent on that. You have to
Is it
people
federal
who
program or
have to
private
get-
program?
Federal and private programs. They got.
Well, how do you access? How do you get to it?
I didn't. I'll be honest with you. I didn't go to Bill's classes. but-
Okay. But my thing is if you said, Bishop, I want to set up me a service to clean hotels, and it's a good idea. Can you get the workforce on drugs? You have to retrain your workforce. It's gonna take money for training before you get out the lunch
all
break.
that is in the business.
All that's included. You just need a business plan.
Right, and they'll show you how to do that. In fact, I don't know this personally. I'm just
Yeah, putting it out there.
Putting it out there, but that is exactly how they don't want you to come out of your pocket. That your life savings, they go out there and buy
A
a
laundromat,
laundromat or something like that.
a grocery
They
store.
want you to use somebody else's money. You pay that money
back.
You know.
Some money to guarantee.
Yes.
Okay. So the banks, you got some banks will work with urban community.
They have urban money that they have earmarked for that never gets spent.
What you say?
You know, I mean,
Because blacks ain't. See, I'm gonna share this with you. What we did in the '60s, they ain't doing now.
well,
I mean, it's young folks ain't trying to get jobs, a training program. It seems like more now. Everybody want to get on the internet. Everybody want to. Ain't nobody saying I'm gonna dig a ditch or I'm gonna lay pipes. I'm gonna do carpenter work. Because I can't be a doctor, I can't be a lawyer, but I can be an electrician.
Right.
What we have to do to motivate people
You
to
have to
get there.
Well, here's it like this. If you never saw a black plumber, you didn't think you could be a black plumber. If you
Okay.
never saw a black electrician, I would say the problem with
You're right.
some of the worst places that I have went, go to the barber shop and listen to the conversation of the young folks in the barber shop.
What is their mindset at the barber shop?
Their mind is set on, I can get this new album that will come out. I got this new gym shoes coming out.
These pants cost $500.
Right, and the talk is not about, it's always talk about what you can't do or what the white man say you can't do. And they don't really, all these opportunities are out there.
Okay, now what you're telling me, most young blacks are materialistic. So I've seen a guy had a pair of jeans cost $500.
Right.
Had some gym shoes cost
Yeah.
$1,000.
Right.
But then I seen snatch and grab. They run a car into a store and go get a coat,
Right.
go get a pair of shoes. And what can you do with that kind of stuff over here? I mean, what is the mindset that I put a pistol on you and take your car, and I don't have money to buy gas? What is the mindset of our youth of today?
The mindset is that's the only way I can get it. I'm not capable of going the other way.
School
I'm
or
not
working.
capable. I go to the schools and whatever, and I'm already to the point to where my parents don't teach me the respect for the teachers. So I go to school and act a fool, so I don't get the education.
Because the principal gonna put you out. What they call it.
They got to.
They say you got to go because of what they call it. no tolerance or something.
Yeah, the zero tolerance.
Yeah, two-way tolerance. So, but is that right? Here's little Johnny can't read and write, but he's good with electricity. He's good with carpentry.
See, this
And that's where the vocational break down, and that's where the education system has phased blacks out of education. How do we put them back in?
Chicago Vocational, CVS.
It's closed.
System. See, when things change, there's people looking for talented people.
Yeah, the work.
All the electricians that come by the house and
It's
do work
needed
and whatever,
right now.
they're looking for people,
Yeah.
but they need somebody. And when God gave us talents out there, He didn't say, "Well, I ain't gonna give y'all no talent." They got that talent.
But they don't work it.
You can run into people on the street selling drugs.
Carpenter got gifts.
Got gifts.
Yeah.
But unless you use those gifts,
They go the shortcut.
There's even been times to where when people see that you're doing something different, they ostracize you. They say, "Oh man, you think you better than us." And see, that's that mentality.
That's that hate mentality,
That hate.
the jealous mentality.
Hate and jealousy and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or you trying to be like a white man. You should never hear that out of somebody.
Yeah.
Because and like I said, if you need more, if you got more mentors in there, I used to, when I first started working for, at that time it was only Bell. All the black engineers, we went to all these different schools and talked to these kids. Them kids had never seen anybody talk like that to them. About
I went to white school, black school,
we went to all the black schools.
All-
most
what about the black schools?
Bishop, they had a slow class, medium class, and an Excel class. In the Excel class, some kids sit there and they sucked all of it in. That medium, that low class, man, they might be throwing erasers at you.
They didn't understand.
Because their parents had already
Instilled
instilled in
in
them
them
that they could not.
Low self-esteem.
Low self-esteem.
Okay. So our problem is building our self-esteem up and knowing our history.
Well, right. And see,
Got to know your history.
And see, Bishop,
And black history.
when we were into black history and looking at all that stuff back in the 70s, you had everybody going to college there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But ain't nobody want to go to college now. You got Filipinos. You got everybody else going to college but us. So we got to get back studying black history in order to bring us back to that site where we go to college.
And you know what? And
It's a shortage of nurses right now.
Yeah.
It's a shortage of doctors.
Yeah, you
Carpenters.
need.
Yeah.
You don't have to believe that you're going to be a scientist or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And see, when we teach black history, don't teach the hate with it too. Don't look at what happened and go out there and slap a white person upside.
No, that ain't that.
Don't
Teach about the value. Teach about the overcome. How we overcome.
Well,
it.
just like on Pinterest here.
Yeah.
You see, you look back, so, oh my goodness, I never knew that.
Mhm.
See, a lot of inventions black people did, they took it away. Just like Johnny Walker whiskey. Man he invented the mixture and showed his boss how to do it.
And they stole it.
He stole it from him.
It's just like Ford stole the car plat from this guy was named R.A.L. Payton.
Yeah.
He made the first car, and he had the first company.
Yeah.
Showed it to Ford. Ford didn't mess with him. Ford went and did his own thing.
Right.
Because he was white, he had more pull. So he started the Ford, Henry Ford.
Yeah.
So, like you said, most things that we give them, they take, like the red light, like the heart, all this stuff is given to us, and we give it to somebody else.
So what we gotta do is we gotta use history to make these kids to
See-
raise their esteem level up.
Esteem.
Because you know what, man, I really dislike every movie except for this movie, one movie that come out, Black Panther. Except for this movie, it's all about
It's negative.
it's drugs, this
Yeah.
and that. That's
See, the Black Panther show, and his fiction, it shows black in a light of organizing, in the light of
Yes.
being their own thing. Just like Wall Street. Wall Street, black banks, black churches, but the government let radical people come in and bomb because they couldn't take the black economy separate from the white economy. if you take a white business, and it's not, the Jews always follow black folk because they know black folks gonna buy from them. Now the Jews going out the neighborhood, the Arabs, which they call sand niggers, is in the neighborhood. It's about economics. The person that control the economic base, they control the political power.
You know, I have a book that I bought, and the book is the history of Maywood, Illinois. Maywood, Illinois was a combination of Jews and your Peel Hill type blacks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you had an airport, you had your first black aviator come through there and stuff, and it showed Maywood. And I said, man, I can't believe this is Maywood.
What was blacks at in Maywood?
Anywhere, you know, Maywood used to include all the way up to Melrose Park. That track. That
across the track was Melrose Park.
That was Maywood. There was an airport in Broadview.
What happened?
Well, you know, Maywood was based on Continental Can. Continental Can was there.
Yeah.
They had plenty of businesses, but they was black businesses. There was blacks and Jews in Maywood, and they Proviso East High School, one of the most expensive high schools of the book. They had a bank on Fifth. That bank on Fifth in Maywood cost $20 million in 1820.
20 million in 1820.
In 1920.
That's something that
See,
it was about economics.
and see, then they had, you know, black lawyers, they had black doctors, they had everything in that neighborhood. And you know, man, if you even go back and look at most of your historic, if you go around Grambling, Louisiana, all those professional people.
Yeah, professional people.
And it's professional attitude.
Yeah.
And when they go want something done, they don't go to the white man. They
do it themselves.
Yeah, you got a black plumber, and see, you'll find that most of the plumbers that my wife has to deal with still with black plumbers, but most of them more in part. There's no
no major corporation.
Right.
She have to go to the white boy. White boy got all the resources. If you go to the whites, they are more advanced because black let their die.
Here's what's supposed to happen.
What?
In them businesses, their sons that been educated in college supposed to come back and say, Dad, listen,
I'm gonna take it from here.
I'm gonna take it from here. That we're gonna get this money. We're gonna build this place, and then you can have more people. They'll call you and not worry about you working on somebody else's pipe so you can't get to me the next, you know,
That's right.
something. You gotta have somebody out that same day.
That's right.
So that's what I believe is happening. You know?
So what you're saying, a person that don't control the economics in their community, they cannot be looking, because back in the day, the government promised blacks 40 acres and a mule. They didn't give them. But when the Europeans come over, they gave them land up in South Dakota. They gave them training, and they gave them all of that. They gave them training, and they gave them land, and they gave them all of the training and the land. When they gave them the training of the land, they let Mo do it. Okay, so if that happened, that ain't happening now. See, they're not giving them the training and the land. And my thing is, where we're failing, we never have the government to help us. Now let me tell you this here. When the Jews came, they gave the Jews $1 trillion reparation. They gave the Indian reparation. They gave the Italian, and they gave the Korean. Which one they locked up? The Japanese. They gave the Japanese reparation so they could start a business. Okay, blacks, they gave them, told them, you can stay in, but your husband can't come. So the woman had to slip her husband in.
Right.
They split the family up. And that's our problem. Now they're talking about the dreamers. The dreamers were people illegal.
Yeah.
What you gonna get a dreamer something you ain't took care of the ones that's been here all their life? I agree with the dreamers, but you got to take care of blacks. We need reparation, and ain't no blacks talking about reparation, what they owe us. These companies worked our ancestors free. I mean, free trade. First National Bank, Chase, all these different companies, they didn't change the name. The government worked black people free. They built Washington, Chicago, Detroit, California, New York. Blacks built it. The sugar cane fields of Louisiana, the cornfields of Illinois, the tobacco fields of Virginia, and on, that we have never got paid. We have never got, our ancestors died, and we do the pay. And I'm going to tell you this, you can't say you ain't affected by slavery. We're all affected by slavery. Me, you, but we have to be able, we healed ourselves. We didn't go to no psychologist. We healed ourselves, and part of being healed, lots of stuff with us is from slavery. We never dealt with what happened to us in slavery, so we take it out on the woman, take it out on the man take it out on the woman. Then here's the black man, I'm leaving you, I'm getting a white woman. Here's the black woman, so I'm leaving you, getting a white man. That don't solve the problem, because the problem's gonna come back up, because the white woman will say, nigga. The white man gonna say, you black nigga, because it goes back to the same thing, how they view you. They view you as a horse, as a mule, as a cow. They don't view you as a citizen, they view you as an animal. They put you on the chopping block and sell you. If you got good teeth, big hips,
I think
this is some of the stuff that we got that was instilled us in slavery. We got to get it out through love and economic. Now, what you think about that?
You know, if you think about the shootings that have been on, look at how much love these people planted on each other, the school kids, how much love they got after this.
Yeah.
Okay?
White.
Right. How much
Go ahead. Peace and love, Bishop Turner. How you feeling? I know. I've been praying for you. We're still here with the $1 trillion flow. We're talking about money. And when I say the $1 trillion flow, I'm talking about black folks in business. Back in the 60s and the 70s and the 40s, we had more business all over America. And before integration, we had more business. Integration took us away from loving each other, and right now we're at the point where it's non-existent. And other races is coming in, taking our place.
You know what, Bishop? The people that you're talking about were the people that worked hard in the South and came north. They all came with what? They came with the Word.
Yeah.
They came with the Bible.
Yeah.
That's a different. My father and those people like that were.
They came to work.
They came to work, and they came with
to get something.
They came with that Word.
Yeah, that's right. Came with the Word of God.
With the Word of God. Now,
and they loved each other and they pulled together.
Now, right. Now that Word of God
is gone.
It's gone. And that work ethic is gone.
The work ethic is gone.
You know, you got people sitting around saying, nah, if I sell some drugs, I got a link card, I get something to eat.
I want something free.
I want something free. And that's what's happening. So I think that sometimes we have to watch ourselves because we let condemnation hit us.
Condemnation hit us.
I mean, you can't move forward and think, oh, they told me I couldn't do this back then.
Yeah. So you stuck in a situation that I can't do it.
Right.
Because the people that came from Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana, they the migration from the South to do better in the North.
Yes.
With Ford, Chrysler, General Motors, what they had, the stockyard in Chicago.
Right.
People were making money.
Right.
And people were surviving with houses. Now the new generation, they lost.
They can't find people. I tell people they hired over here. They said that job don't pay enough. I don't want that job.
But they don't have the education enough to even work that job.
Right. You know. So you know.
Let's go back to education, right?
Right. The thing is, education's free.
Mm-hmm.
Get your education. You know.
Mm-hmm.
If you are underprivileged, don't have the money, it's easier for you to go to college than it is for a person who's got money.
That's right. That's right.
Because they want to see you do better. They want to get you into these schools.
They want to see you go forward, and they want to see you work things out. Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana is doing better because blacks understand it's a Republican state, but they are making more stride than the city in most cases. But we still got to deal with this black on black crime, and that becomes
Got to
with
do
no
it.
love. No, if I don't teach you that's your brother, if I don't teach you that's your sister, you're gonna hurt them. And when the white folks come around, you say you trying to be like them, and they got years and years ahead of you because you come out of slavery with nothing and didn't know nothing.
The thing that really bothers me is that when there was crime at first, they shot the guy they was looking for. Now what you got? Now you got guys don't care whether they shoot kids or whatever.
See, that's a part
And-
of the guns. Like in Chicago, they had 100 machine guns stolen off the railroad car. In Indianapolis, Indiana, they found a truckload of guns with the door open. Somebody left the door open for it was left in the ghetto. If you got 100 guns in Inglewood on the railroad track with the gate open and somebody says guns over there, and they go get the guns, so that's a cover up for the gun that the Rifle Association is really getting away. And they're gonna say, I had 2 boxcars of guns gone, when really they didn't have but 100 stolen. This is an insurance thing.
Well, you know, the thing of it is with guns is that Chicago has some tough gun laws. But you can go right up to Wisconsin. That's where that
Or
gun
Indiana.
came. That's where that gun came to shot the cop. That gun come from a reputable gun shop up there. The guy sold the gun to one of his friends in the gun club. And then the guy in the gun club sold it to another guy. And then it went on the internet, guns are up. And they bought the gun with no background checks or whatever. They showed that gun had a 18-round clip. And that gun was also used early this year in Lower Wacker to shoot somebody.
So the gun done killed 2 people or shot 2 people.
Right.
Killed the chief.
When the guy in Wisconsin with the gun shop found out about that, he was devastated. He says, I cannot believe that a gun that I sold my friend, and I don't normally do that, ended up killing somebody, a policeman here in Chicago. And you can see why the NRA will still be around even if they put those rules in. It wouldn't hurt none of them. They're gonna still keep their guns. All it's gonna do is make sure that the guns don't get into the wrong hands.
Do you believe it's a movement that blacks not to have guns? Because there's more guns in the suburbs. There's more whites got guns than blacks right now. They busted a guy in Cicero. He had 150 guns and had a whole case of bullets. So I feel in Boston, in Cleveland, Cincinnati, Boston, Washington D.C.,
But you know,
in the suburbs of these cities, they armed to the teeth.
here's the problem. If I got 10 guns, and if I don't do nothing but go to the shooting range with the guns, them guns don't bother society. Okay? If one of my guns, if somebody breaks into my house because I don't have them to save, buy a gun, shoot crack with it, that's not good.
Yeah,
If one of my guns ends up with a crazy dude, that's not good.
that's right.
So you got a lot of people with guns. I got a buddy, he got AR-15s, AK-47s,
All kind of guns.
He got a big old safe.
With all the guns in them.
Right, you know what he does?
What?
He takes his gun, but the only time he does anything with them guns, he goes to the range, and they come right back. Okay, them kind of people we ain't worried about.
No, that's right. Them people, that's right.
Right, the people that we're worried about are the people that ain't supposed to have guns.
That don't supposed to have guns and want to do
Right.
criminal stuff with guns.
You're criminals, you guys with police records, you're crazy military people.
Yeah, people that left the military and
you
get no
just-
treatment.
And folks in high school,
Yeah,
they ain't supposed to have no guns.
17, 18 don't have no gun, but the teenagers get guns, stick people up, trying to make a fast buck and shoot innocent people. They'll walk in the room and shoot me and shoot everybody but me because that's the mentality.
That's the mentality. So you got to deal with the mentality.
And we have to deal with the Congress and them to make the law because this could stop.
If you right, you can put a stop to it, but it'll take 20 years to recognize that that's doing any good. You know why? If you made a gun law right now that said no more AR-15s will be sold,
They already out here.
the murder rate in Chicago will remain the same.
You know, that's right, because they're out in the streets already.
So what you would have to do is like they did in Australia. Australians said, we're going to buy back all the guns after this. No more guns. They had a massacre in 1991 or something like that. They bought all the guns up. You know how many? They done had zero massacres since then.
Anybody got no gun?
Anybody got no guns?
See, Americans is the producer of more guns than Russia. Russia produces guns too. So what I'm saying, you can't solve a problem with a gun. And the same thing with Russia, with North Korea, South Korea, saying I'm gonna bomb you, you're gonna bomb me. They trying to change the law. You can't change. If we sit at the table and dialogue, you get mad and get a gun and shoot me, no more dialogue. And it seemed like the people, his kids fighting on the school, shooting another kid, they 12, 13. What they get a gun for anyway? Most time we fist fight in the mall, we make up, we all right. But they don't do that no more. They come down to the schoolyard and shoot 4 or 5 different kids because that's the mentality of what's going on. And I think, and it's trillions of dollars are being made and pumped out of him to keep this going, okay? That's the most important thing.